Obi said bebre so a amoso pa che say enhyeda nko yisa. Ebia baby a wote as finance minister ne hu no. And the ma wo waka ne sa. Na yenom so a ye etima mu no so no. Ebia na ye hu ne sa. Na ye ndi kan bisa se mfie miensa ne obi bisa se denti na obeka se ekoyi.
We dear Pacho se pass Fakwana war January 2017.
Yeah.
Nani ntia nipa to Obama Nana Akufo-Addo. So quite unprecedented, almost 1 million votes. Not just say yasitrimuno many bibi afata. Inti no dey say accept say obano na no mani hu kakra. Bonyame adom, I mean almost 3 years ni. Sabi Fakwa ye was CCR there. As I say, accept say much better than January 2017. Say you buy or share to say electricity no me. Sure say electricity prices are from that or my as you tell me or share and general cobia kakra. We share at the National Health Scheme here. We pay basso any areas I yet to just afraid there. And then a simple kakran and also to me. And Nana Akufo-Addo senior high school assembly. Send the account will be a fee. Now then so sending education not to know. Say it mima nipenya exposure we are. Not just the Dutch no and so ye. Nafi wo hwe Fakwa statistics economics equal na inflation pa above from single digit 7.6 or 7.8 in who be that in the Fourth Republic na banking sector reform I feel banks are much stronger since any year behu nti yene on my Ghana for aye juma pa afa kwa yo bedui nti se yetimi asia se adia yebeshiano na enye bibia efata na fa kwa yo bedui die yesese yesum na ye continue say abatino na chese 2020 no ya hold in space and ya baya election SSSI tayaba no emba yetimi akoso na ejuma Nana Akufo-Addo peso ye no ya abom na yetimi aye.
Alright, I mean starting with banking sector because we can see here ebi patche say no prepare mo hododo ebi wo ha nanka yebetimi akama na yeye enye banks ni na was to be enum really because some of them could have been saved so mo anye ne sa mo aye ne mo be you do be ye do and for investments mesin ne nipa ne bebre hu say musika no way yes sika receiver ho and so we receive so on giveaway inti they are take a crab bi adwuma abomo and also e dey ho semsem mo aban na ba ku so etitiru ni say mokoka ase yentwi obi aso inti no how can you convince us say nyamoye no adepa one omo investments no omo hu baby investments menam ebi o so mo ko bisa etu o 10,000 cedis per ano achi no banks ni bi o ha ebi anka moto mo bo ase anka mutimi esom but titru ntwi obi aso nti ase ye ne nam ho bisa no
okay
pa cho so mo say
kwame asotwe no na wana na yasemwa esese yebo ahomodin na accelerate because na ade So we restructuring normal to say major restructuring to say energy and financial services. And you say very perfect. Now so we share past 3-4 million deposited sika. Almost a hina of spending about 12 billion. Na sebi who no buani eguso se o eno aboye. And so when it's a banking system na and the foundation of the economy. In terms of you have to take some really bold measures because I say banks there's a lot more confidence, there's more resources to the private sector. We are back to a sense of stability. Now would you make some mistakes? It's possible. Will there be collateral damage? That's possible. But how do you cure it compared to really the mass restructuring of that economy? Oh, by all means, baby back will be. And in America, so when you have 4 million deposits, I was saving Sika or the 12 billion. Na Sebe, once 3,000-4,000 people might have lost their jobs. And it means at the same time, we had NAPCOA and 100,000 jobs. It is a balancing that, and there's empathy. Into your challenge in the economy, baby, now also in your chuma. Into now, even Ghanaian banks and Bank of Ghana raising capital requirement and we share that creating BBI a friend or GATT, and then also making sure Prudential, nomine UMB, nomine Omnibus, and so had the money to stay in there. Because I go for those issues, Ghanaians must be at the center of it. Banking restriction, most countries, there will be some collateral damage. Now, receive and also demand the banks no necessarily the okumuna or sika loans uncle yenia the not the ban or the chiawon. Right now, no, at least reporter yenyano say sikani bidaso wo and just efficiency in your meeting on Monday of the receiver to give us sort of a current update before we go to Parliament exactly what the problems they might be having, but so far they will be obebano there ultimatiano because
Sikano Mr. Minister, but ebisu complaint ayenyan say Sikano mo say so biba on the investment one of the typical you'll be seeing Sika 1 million cedis one of the banks or by ya man 10,000 cedis say you be try later a mother intimo na yende.
I mean Kwame ade say banking restructuring na you estimate an amount of money to say in most places you have what they call a deposit insurance. Bank ni gua na insurance ika de mema ono is to a certain percentage or a certain flat level that you'll be given. I think US is about $50,000 or $100,000 equivalent. And Indiano 10,000 cedis. So will there be potential losses? That could happen. And then not depending on the efficiency of the receiver. Senior government there. You see at the very least, you betting the amount we know be in your BB. Nothing near receiver no betting the ambano. Then also watch it. There's a formula for it. In the yes, government betting me a tria but at least you cushion it with a minimum. Now if you receive a junior bayano, no, they are coming.
Minister, Aksama Mbisa no bidding crab, I'll say I have almost 500,000 cedis with one of the microfinance companies. They have capped the amount at 10,000 cedis. What do I do? I know be the
they know that's an American. So at least say first of all, deposited Sika me save most of them for 4 million or so depositors. And I want several banks no they want kano come when I pay no can say 10,000 they meet me their mobile near kano receive a ya na fe wa chichama yeni na banks no they want ka na adi ayana it's difficult because you can't imagine what would have occurred if the intervention had not happened. Until if you allow the crisis to Argentina to occur,
But Minister Pacho, one of the biggest accusations I the Mao and the ministry there was our banking sector reform is now abandon the contractors cabibre.
Okay.
Contractors need to be of these various banks. Sabia and Kabine and I said the contractors in some of these banks in Musika Sembi Aman can you quine say Yabeni May sure say when you say one of your biggest accusers on Sasimi Dr. Parkway Syndrome ne GN Bank. Our patches say abandonika Painting Kamuchanaka and Amunchana contractors Naka Mama Bajibu Hono. Uchiamoka, Kabanks Inka, and Manasa. Sa accusation, Pachoso say.
In the Massamna, there's what the court and Tiana Edinson Nipa Betimia Casam. But Kwame, a Juma, a Diasono, so we share, banking issues, now we share energy issues, now we share contractor issues. I just say, Arias Nehu Kanyina, Yabidu Fakon Yedui. My Ghana for Yabomading. How do you prioritize, how do you manage, etc. But say we share na afi ya stabilize the energy na I think financial services also ya stabilize it. Na afi the past 2 months, almost 2.2 odd billion CDs in roads. And also been seen that Sikaye Chia for roads, over 4 billion commencements a year to continue through next year, over 7 billion. Actually, by the time you reach 2.2, naturally almost 82% of all contractors, at least the small ones, will all be paid out.
But the question contractors no paswa. Enka saase me bia nketimi so ano.
Well, I mean to me who say paso yes yebeja depositors 4 million deposits now also asem aba and as yebe continue na dum so akoso and as contractors any other it do isolated there any you can see a straight path but if you are balanced enough you share na fa kon ya bedu ya say you're managing it and the future going forward is to really say a big keep stability continue because once you feel comfortable say sikasem no just a honor na the liquidity beba entrepreneurs and so best start in sika contractors no sebe yanso ya shase just sika ya de begumwa almost roads ya somwa but individual cases there
Yanka contractors nasem if you say one big issue money pa bebre I buy any scanner say asem
let's say I mean by January you say na buy nisika but and revenue mobilization so any BBA me to say wow prompt to people say one brand between but even as GRA misses targets now on average every year Jack, we are the revenue it to GDP, anywhere from 12.5% to 15%. Actually, as a country, it's say close to 20%. It is a P or many will enter. As a senior, says Sikano. And betting the Abua SEO my near year up to this point, Arches and Nipakas were bankrupt for the den or mammy. Not to me who say electricity no may Yabohu more than I had to so school say financial services after necessary in your transit where they are no cranium, why BB, AB and near me pet in Bafi, the SSM so mitrasi, Namisha cemetery, because me bisasa in the April 30th and end of tax filing day, you more here in the TIA, because we will be a baby fufu. But on my in TIA taxes there is impossible. But even with that, and also.
Okay, say contractors, you bet your mocha and check. And so be seen some complaints no that's all. Maybe just Ediomoka buying tia. But sa area what exactly is the problem? Again, a hard dream.
They are mostly roads.
Yeah, road contractors especially.
Ocean roads, yeah. Well, between besides past 8 years before we came, then a nipa year, just a road assessor. Now, mutimi my contracts are Sebi nipa Jumanus went me into a buy no say Auditor General, analysis kakra and a cocoa board and so into more because one person would be deserve it, say Sikano. And a Fakoya Biduni. And announce commencements of over 7.9 billion. And the Sika Chia Nansen so about 2.2 billion. And Obia Benyabi, and Asanya Mekano, at least of this money, about 80% of the contractors will be paid and 40% value of the larger ones into Wasi. But the way we have held faith and all my sana way so ever resolve
well your energy sector so but me last question on our contractors issue na member energy sector.
The workers on my floor pa.
If you no pay me can say finance minister ba because so it me bia na me school I mean where to start from. But this
I mean adi enye say yen can say yen de won ka o. Na nya can say wo hwe sika ye de call roads yimu since we came almost 4 billion. Now at the last month announced another 2.2 billion and then I make us say and also your baby na 82% of contractors will be fully paid. Okay, then you have the major ones who will get at least 40% of their resources. Because clearly and only afraid Nipenya Wonsika. And old song as a move on of it. Because I know no crano.
Yeah, I'll see into your taxes. Again, I'm more ya fahu na mo bitimenya sa scanning na yati brofubi fititi widening the tax net. Then I'm more afasadia.
And so when you say you start at the 10 asem no eno you go so na who said the past few months and so changing leadership of GRA.
Yes.
Proper there, Rebecca, who changing board members in the Beanie and day. And really, I think there's a new sense of reinvigoration. And I any padding who say Unipa and near Ding also Yamita proper there by a chairman. Intinoma Babesisa. Intianoni you go so say digitalization. So you can't widen the task net part. Sometimes you dream say sebe makola woman and informal sector. But really sometimes I say our professionals just say your work clinics and your architectural firms and now say your auditing firms any lawyers near their into a whole necessary into 1 year databases be just say we call register car and now auto airline ticket and now you be we can then be able to calculate your income and be able to suggest to you say we necessary I think say education now people's own conscience say omano afedi fakwe wono ekoye intimiso membua na yenye juma sase because ye penoma p and so bisano pa say hey intimia metelaboni property tax grant boy here ferry but SSS structure no GRA yeni nasenye beya you collect because at least maybe 15 or so billion if you look at the ratios of tax to revenue to GDP
Scanner Dawson. Minkai messages kakrebi. Please ask the Honorable Ken Oforiatta what the future of afforestation program is. Our allowances have been delayed because it seems that he has eyes more on NAPCO than us. This one also says, I was affected by the UT bank collapse. There's a software for all S&L loans. Why can't they migrate all into one bank like CBG for us to be assured that our monies are safe? My lifetime investment of after 40 years in public service was locked up at Ideal Finance, Kwame in Medina. Now tell the minister that Swedro Inner City Roads was captured in the 2019 budget. As at now, it's not started, but the only things you see are much bigger potholes. What are we doing? From Paddy in Agona, Swedro. Ask the finance minister the plans for the TDC Pong Community 26 affordable housing project. It has a potential of housing 4,500 households with a 100-acre enclave. Since his ministry is a shareholder of the company, Kojo Tebi in Tema. Uncle Atu in Spintex, tell the finance minister on a light note to make his voice macho small for us the listeners. We can hardly hear him. Okay. The government is embracing themselves. It's applauding themselves for creating jobs in youth in afforestation and also, but there's been no allowance paid for 5 months. We're suffering. Seth from Begro. Minister, any of these you'd want to respond to?
Oh, you, afforestation asem you trebi. Afforestation asem na 15,000 jobs and a year, and a fine and some 45,000. And teachers is a huge difference.
3 times.
Yes, but in the same vein also, yetimi 100,000 of NAPCO. And you go so I think S&L issues no there like everybody else no. Actually, CBG is the bank that we are migrating most of these to, so that they can deal with it. But as we mentioned, 10,000 is the level that we are paying. Now if we receive an inya, now what do we seek a bro? I think Swedro inner city roads, like all roads, asem ne hurricane. Inti senia ora mwakwata misa mwakwata yen se obetua won ye onye adwuma senia won betimi initiate, and continue with the work. Inti I mean, like all roads with these contractors who are in the middle of the assignment, with this new injection, the expectation is that they will then proceed to do that. TDC kra no patutu be 3 months ago, and I'm a cocoshare. Your friend saying Auntie Alice, managing director, only Chinese will be agree for the reconstruction, and also Yasumwa Yabuamo, and you won't bet me. Jumano dear, and yes, say a boy and some of my Jumano continues, afforestation, NAPCO, banking jobs in your day. We are hoping that, going forward, may expand the private sector.
Minister, afforestation for bit me ashomubo. Da ibitomka. Afforestation for, because it seems to be popping up a lot.
Popping up. Some can status in natural now say a between 15 and 45.
So it's
I think we might be about 2 or 3 months behind. SSA soon.
Nana kwesi ewo menshia Kumasi or Simimbisa minister say Swami interchange. Nana Kufado Eshe Kumasi for bot say ye best started. And Kumasi inner city roads. And also
Pacho, I did a number of things. I am Rakrampo, Minister of Roads, any leader of the House, James Transabonkomo, especially about Ashanti roads in general, but about Ashanti roads in particular. Into the release of these monies into core Ashanti, I just quite a number of the contractors, Abeji Onsika. The specific idea now, Kano, we have to put our minds to it to find next year. Ibenya Husika Aya. Sino Hydro, so, Nyamiadum, 4 lots, no. Baby release into good shape, said Tamale interchange, Eastern Corridor free, Hohoi, Eric Konofono, Western and Central Region roads, and some Ashanti roads. Into the combining and I think we are going to have a good 15 months on the roads.
I'll do this for the last time. Fachemi. Chairman General, good morning. My colleagues and I, about 250 of us, are gathered here listening live from Kumasi. Please ask Honorable Minister Ken, youth in afforestation. We have not been paid some for the last 5 to 8 months. Kwame Atta, Kumasi. Then the other one says, I am Cedric in Nswam. Please ask him if there will be a budget policy for youth in afforestation program in the 2020 budget, which he will read shortly. Final comments on youth in afforestation.
Some of my layout, actually. And certainly in the budget coming, that has to be confronted so that we have a much more peaceful environment going forward, because now it's a fact of the matter.
Roads for Obiso say the contractor on the Jekiti Road in the Akwamu area. Minister, how far?
Kwame,
yes,
near Sika, Yedia Shewa Road, any really the evidence the past 2 months and I think so. As any person said, ABB Kufuadu or call round on a so tackle. Now, keka way minfa cocoa board, 530
cocoa roads,
cocoa board roads, 530 million on 1 year. Now, if you want another 1 billion, it is a guy going to fix what was by no swa. Sabi Kufu by now you are about 39 kilometers, 1,000 kilometers of road. And no 8 years no, they do 69,000 kilometers of road. You don't say I buy a road so you here. Now 8 years I buy afterwards no. And you may have to be so because 3 or 4,000 kilometers no one they can. And when Tria Sikebia woman near Cocoa Board Koya and so on any Intisika Pacho you about to bresu diana Sikasem Ewasen yetie. Na minimsem wakase enyadia no babroso. Yebehwasa but yehwe energy sector ye kanya honsem ye ni honsem semina independent power producers IPPs nakase modi omokabi na moji na ebikura akase se mo ahwe no mo ahwe a dum so besan bebio ohono mo yende what is we call parliament media no na we can say be say sovereign state and you agreements take or pay agreements in previous government but the same country unsustainable sepa say your be install capacity of 5,083 megawatts na dependable about 4,600 megawatts but our peak demand usage about 2,700 and to gap na because of the nature of the contracts and yes as I see maybe every year going forward about $1 billion I am here by 2023 need $12 billion and you can't say Debbie as I say it translate because I did workers work on 20-25 years concession period na say start to say na enkoyi na minkwa na mitua misenti entrance binya entrance ni returns as a unya yensu betimi etua na yenhwe 20 years in instruction into negotiations and discussions that started because the Joada Crown am swearing in steering committee to continue the negotiations in the atrasia yeka esikano yetua bi but truly we share for Ghana so kwa enye bibia obekasa media mejimi die nenko a ndinya yentrem ni huseni be fixing because when contracts are obekasa unbalanced we have to balance them and here kika but you buy electricity prices kofum do so nye bibia can by heart it's a workout situation obekasa say okay entrance na dear fixing once and for and yes or chamatia kakra na fe obuafu na de internally
no cra PDS be there
no cra the truth of the CBS. What is the falseness of the CBS?
No cry PDS me again say Yatitiri Bibri and demand guarantee before and after no doso and you betrim yentrim and American government say fraud be any Ghana government say fraud wom in conform by omunisika ebisi omusika cook Joe Australia just you when
and the obaka say asem no nim no more na micro
so only your finance minister I didn't know what is it about PDS Inti 8 million swanwa, since and was ye tremus, Eliasem.
Ye tremu, and
they say ye trem. They say you to see a trem. Okay, good. Then the year bedroom,
asem say, ye koshe, ye turning over, electricity distribution system, PDS March 1st, not purportedly no, demand guarantee or standby letter of credit, whatever you call it, of $350 million to ensure say it's a BB bar. The country will have recourse to it. Unfortunately, insurance company or Qatar say demand guarantee once say type of instrument and flatly denying say one year and once say be a rogue employee bina and say be your sign it was quite clear say it was a CEA demand guarantee be anywhere no dear and just say America as a PDS will be an or deny what has a say and that's after 60 days of 2 suspensions in which maybe that could have been cured. Anyway, it didn't happen. But Kwame said also electricity the distribution system now the share will be inside. Okay, for $3 billion worth of assets, a strategic asset nonetheless, important for consumers and industry and everything. Nothing so another asem which has a 20-25 years concession. Now within the first 3-4 months, we say, hey, workers are in Crofway. Sika won endorse and guarantee for buy input Korea. What is a responsible thing to do? And it will have consequences. In when you will lose 190 million from America, etc., etc. Now me share 3 billion assets. Na sebi who say Unipa Odi Ejuma man won't mean ya now so you me train. That would be really the height of a responsibility. Will they have some consequences? It might, and that is, maybe 190 million from the US, etc., etc. But in the US, no. Kwame, Sebi, Adi, Chroma time, Dwight Eisenhower time, and the US boy of Akosumo Dam. 60 years, Akosumo Dam, so you more, just say, our partner, and difference of opinion, Abbey, and Babeha, and relationship going forward. You see, the John Kennedy no can say, those who look only to the past, or to the present, are certain to miss the future. Inti enye asem wana nento kwane babeye ochasem nye kano inti nyana kufuado akase chiefly on them because enye bibi obitim dey agro it's a height of irresponsibility and then quickly move to restore private sector participation. Now her transaction no krempa the inefficiencies and the leakages of ECG. That's one. So you need that kind of technical competence to ensure that it's done well. Then secondly, you need capital injection. And where are you going to get it from? So it is possible to do both together or unfused for that. To bring a structure that is more sustainable, that we can be proud of in the future. So it's a chance to reset the clock. All of the other machinations say, can a true letter be to create No. So President, first of all, na idea enkoye. Any besum say the concession say me and President can say na dia ebewa have for the next whatever years I didn't necessarily Ghanaians are a minority into entering 51% into timi chekon ye and also any Americans some chechia na accept ye which was very good into me timejum na me hwe no ma ye ne sane ebebo aba no ho ban I'm say, hey, that's idea crime by 51% ye. Say, I come on Bomoa. Na afedi emoko board meeting na obi baako ana say the AGM obi baako atwene ho akọ foreigners no ho a exactly na ne de koya na say aba intermediate me say okay pacho mun create company 51% no gum mun nyina mu share me into we den dey koda e wo how you know say no there, you know, governance and control no will be there.
But you see, sir, a 51% company in our open no special purpose vehicle. Now, what is our opponents? We can say, I am family and friends in tea. And then I'm creating SPV of 51% now. Uncle Banasano. Intina Muchemo, because we could have resolved it without termination. Ebianki beats me as so noa, and whom he has said he beat him completely. Now, Nana Kenufuriata Apeno in San Kenti and Abanasa.
That's a comment. Asem Mekai, name what other action you would have taken. Nipa was say, wine sure, no, also there be, na minye. And Ebino can say, oh, any can say, the one court. I'm say, hey, me electricity, I am dear. Just a bit me a bore me, na after the court, I send wakata, na men konkoka. No, dear, fata. Okay, that's one. And as someone nipeke, and as soon as we started a Jumay as a friends and family, Guso Sabi Yetimi Abuoma, and that's also in question. But at the possible solution, you realize that, you know, that's complete fabrication. Because Niafe may kind of say, you know, send your dear koi. Any yenye bibia institutional shareholders to Senate new pension funds, ne Ghana infrastructure fund and so say shares now so yema employees employee stock ownership plan now also one yebi now fe yen send your beya a bit me listing on the Ghana Stock Exchange send your beya yen na so be will be and to share such a solution. Where is it just a person plot to say Sabienya but I think it gives us a chance to really reset and make it a stronger company and still preserve, you know, our relationship with America, because that has been long and enduring. But I think as nations, when you have points of departure, we do have points of departure, but that will be on specific issues, and then you move on to cure them. And I think, you know, Nana Akufo-Addo was very bold in taking that decision, and I would applaud it and see how it supports, you know, the issue of the sanctity of the operations of the company and the country's sovereignty.
Mpacho, daben yebenyan ntiyese yicha PDS mwerie the way forward. And she shared about all institutional investors to SNIT, amongst others. Inti daben yebete poti se new structure you
can say be by November 15 as to the way forward on that. But whatever it is, you know, private sector involvement and commitment to that, and finding the appropriate resources to be put in there. But I think, you know, it's in good hands in the interim, and we'll work it out. It's unfortunate, but truly, you cannot cede such a strategic asset to such uncertainty, and so the consequences of it, whatever it may be, I think to be a better future going forward.
And by November 15, 51%,
we hope we'll have a plan for the whole thing. The whole thing, not just 51%. Yeah.
Mr. Minister, Goldman Capital, Ideal Finance, First Allied, Mark Otley, Gold Coast Investment, and of course, Almighty Men's Gold. Where various companies are among for the investments, a DNA a buying position on these investments and the way forward. Goldman Capital, Ideal Finance, First Allied, Mark Otley, Gold Coast Men's Gold. Yeah, sure, there are so many others. Savings and loans companies and investment companies are Abanum. What is the way forward?
As a package, these are all part of companies because and Security Exchange Commission. And in the same way, the Bank of Ghana saw one DMO won't regulate, and also the SEC in so as to exactly how to intervene and to get it done. And to also but I think, Kwame, we went through a very difficult period in which everybody seemed to have been able to pick up a license without the capacity to regulate them. And we are just methodically looking to ease that problem. But I think to the core of it, how do we as a people, interrogate and question the way in which we mind our money business. And sometimes, of course, when there is regulatory laxity, it will lead to a whole lot of people making decisions which are less than optimal.
Mufa Junior Naso one in charge, Yenya licenses.
I'm patching you. And the American reporting. At the beginning, which is Nipa Ye Boni. Then necessary, and how quickly should we do that? And the whole necessary dreamer who says, oh yes, I know me here. Want to make a freezer, Fatakra, Nipesika, Sonia Hurricane, ABOB. Fortunately, at least 10,000 Yabenia. But churches near DA one on 500,000 and 1 million Kosi baby. And for the next day, you have to shut up because.
But will they get it back? On the back?
A whole just how well can the receiver do its work to liquidate certain assets and get the money back into union.
How can the just one here go for your investment back?
Oh, it's unlikely to say you'll be back. Nasebi, you're one of these rogue band managers. Now do Sika ba na Makoto first class, Makosi down or baby na dia. There are lots of court cases that will have to come, and keep pushing till we get as much of it.
But there's a feeling that a too slow.
Yeah.
A too slow. And Kofujuma bomb. And Kofusikash. Abayam Yen say, Ubenya Buntimi Yanina. You soon Siajiatu. Na Nipana no Musuma Sadia Bayo. Once trivial. I say, business as usual. I say, it's over. I don't know. Omenam. Many breba.
I'm as I say, begin discussions on special courts so that we can accelerate that. And because I say no man, and necessary because obviously gridlock in the current judicial system will be difficult. It will be a whole necessary to accelerate that. But there's no way SSS won't go free because Bonia Wayano and also.
But as I mean, a personal question back home. Abayin secretary. Okay, contractors can wake. Say abayin medjuma. A chair and an abayin cheka. It's been there for years. Abayin medjuma. Ube akase ibichiauka. Ube diechirisa. ebi acquired the message about say obi was 2012 your contract in Tianaka. ABC 2015, ABC 2017. Obi oha akobobosia. Na sikane share nation. Abai bitua eventually no. Untia interest. Why do we have that situation? Because maybe they say be a snetika, ana me de IRS car, me de whatever car. So omojia, se mrene trema say ibaji interest. And so abina makwako jiska ejuma no one who ama area utia mekan. Say 10 cities na also utia me 2016 in 2019 still at 10 cities na utia me. And so be an makobobo siana me de ejuma. It is through no fault of mine. Says can I delay? Sahono. Mr. Minister, what can be done about it?
I think, Kwame, I mean, since we came in, is how do you clean the stable, and eventually get to a point of stability where just and sometimes grass, and also you have to ask, and therefore what happens to pricing and value for money for these contracts. We need to clear the stock of arrears and going forward, we can match, our income with our commitments. Changes are part of the solutions. Medical bank by mommy credit, bank knows you say you be into your home.
And you need to you be and numerous. I bind the eventually buy it here. But Nintem,
yes, as I see a clear, backlogging, any areas, gradually, we've also increased in our GRA, work, taxes, not yet me tax and to Bazaba and I think we are coming to an equilibrium, and my expectation is that next year we will drive through some of that and then institute, a much more stable private sector oriented economy. Because for I can't yet do it here. I think, we have what you call sort of a fiscal responsible corridor, stabilizer, into now, is to look at private sector intervention to see how we grow that so that there's a lot more stability going forward.
Nyami adumna dia chichina, it will be 1st of November. Nature say akaya fi ne bosumi baako ne ekotwaba. Na akabe another 10-12 days I would 2020 budget. Ekwa too much bidrum. What kind of budget do you have? Are there any expectations? That was our budget. So be I am shishino.
Really, my lifestyle there, no fancy footwork, but I think what we need is just stable hands on this. Now here, we are sort of out of the IMF as we promised since 2015. We did that. Inflation out here, is single digits, never in the past 27 years. NHIA, you clear most of the areas. Your friends saying bulk or distribution companies, SLA, just electricity prices, and so, banking cleanup, just banks, are a lot more stable. and the recent 2.2 billion will clear about 82% of road contractors' arrears. I don't think that has been done before. We have shared Sino-Hydra, interchange, Western and Central Region roads, Eastern Corridor Road, and some Ashanti will be starting. Interest rates are falling, as I say, any banks, non-lending rates, better. What we have done with senior high school near the area. Next year, is to just manage expectations and really sort of sustain stability and security is how I'll put it. But I think, really, Nana Kufuor baby. Now next year, election year, we also have the census, we have elections. It's going to put a lot of pressure on it, but I think we just need to keep the handle steady, continue with the discipline, and begin the process, of inward investments to support industrialization. Minister of Agriculture, at least Adriani Dear, into Batimiko School, Adriani so ye, beginnings year contractors, and the triple prices are stable. In necessary next year, as a union, I assume, says election year, no one may break it back of it. Nyama Wakendi, Ubeka, Yitini Brofu the Edepa. Manage expectations, stability, fiscal discipline, inward investments, industrialization. And so, obviously, I say, Nekra is saying, Sikabeba. And then I will be able to say the crack and say, Sikabeba.
Say, I mean, Kwame, say, beer, Ubeka's inflation, with inflation.
Thank you.
And so, inflation
7.something%.
Or Sapuma Rebecca, with the inflation, because inflation here 13-15%, and then a church on local banker, rates, and say, at the end, we can't take it for granted. And yet, me, any achievements, I be doing, and as I said, next year, party, your friends say avoid the champion krana and so sometimes we have excessive expectations of government, but really, as I say, you're back together na yetimi ye ejuma ewo yenim but betimi aye, because I think these 3 years it is quite clear. So we have the hands and the capacity and the minds to be able to do it. So no histrionics, but stable, tipping point, making sure that we maintain the fiscal balance, but ensure we begin widen private sector so that the jobs and liquidity, as you are saying,
Finance Minister. And now only Bernard school. And only Bernard Avle or City TV to train Como. Na me say headline be about almost say he's upbeat about Ghana's future. The energy sector reforms are on course and the PDS saga over. And another report says government collaborates with IPPs to resolve take-or-pay contracts. But IMF calls for tight budget ahead of 2020 elections. Only a sika some penny is futuano on our heso. Okaze sika bebe. Now IMF is calling for a tight budget. Now also inflation here I would say still you want to keep it as low as possible. How do you respond to all of these things?
So IMF's a tight budget, just manage your deficit really. And there are a number of things. I mean, the issue of the expenditure control. send a bayer, you bring your value for money of all of the things that we go for. And that's where the discipline will come in. For revenue, dear, and not just a crusader, Sivada Belidi Bebwa. But I think, sir, 2-3 years, the discipline has been inbuilt. We need to manage our expenditure and make sure, say, we get true value for that, and then increase our revenues and stay within that bucket. But truly, as I say, na yetimi yebi. IMF or no IMF, I think that they need to do these things, as I say, across
going forward, oil discoveries in bauxite industry, natural resources, outlook, let's say,
Kwame, so okay, say, work for buy and this Brian Talon de and if fee a bame because of my when ya kakra you buy in so your team yamiadum any akafo so assign the block idea and also expect to say 2021 horicono maybe as much as another 300 or so thousand barrels or so, and also beba into share nim natural stability yedia bay of the economy na senya yehwe yin sikasu ye na fe oil so beka ho as I say, there should be a lot of hope. Na Sabe, Senya na Kufuado manage economy and a month for say one fan review na yenwie adwuma ya start ya ye.
How about your bauxite? What does it look like? And only him said cyanohydrin common here or common say.
And actually bauxite cyanohydrin common cyanohydro say 1 to 2 billion brain na ye infrastructure work. And I say linked to that so the other private investors about ye bauxite jume na e hono sika ye binyano and ye DBB tuawonka. And no deal and yes the cyanohydrin never be a bauxite and yes the authority be a Ramakansa and Wasuma or new various investors for America and China and England and Bonkomo send a mining of the bauxite and a refinery on BBC in General Wonkoso and no a very important investment because a Hona industrialization also beba because bauxite, raw bauxite and you be $80 or so per ton, but by the time of the process a tertiary maybe $2,000 per ton. Say Jumano necessary my community such they're in the stages of selecting some potential invested in that. Indianono will also give part of the pillar of industrial. One of the key issues is agribusiness and industrialization. Now you're Ghana into a regional hub. Mr. Alan Dia Odeko Oni government Dia Bay with regards to Africa Free Trade, Continental Free Trade Agreement. Baba ye BB Chese Ghana and Bay investment and trade facilitation hub for Africa. No NSSA so take advantage. Now you create a regional hub for aviation, financial services, petroleum, education, etc. now with the oil beka ho na face ultimi hu fakwa bauxite adwuma inso bekwa. Now you are now building an export driven economy. Just in your foreign exchange 3-4 months asem and him you know, because you have about 2-3 years of reserves in your day. Into next year, no, even of our minimal difference in foreign exchange, which is actually historically very good at 4 months or so, no, as I say, you create buffers. Naturally, next year, no, make sure foreign exchange, you know, is stable through the period, and we don't get any unnecessary ruffles there, even in an election year. But into picture, no, the stability we have been able to go to look at the potential outline here of continental free trade and bauxite and regional hub for the education, financial services. We've gone a long way in Singapore for a year, Juma, financial services. So imagine, say, once this regionalization is done, not just let's say Nigerian banks, when you know our headquarters were Adentia, because it be a 1 year helicopter service from Accra to Victoria Island, where their main offices are, no, can be done in 45 minutes. They would prefer to live here. And it is that, and then aviation. And then at Dubai, service Nipa no ride the camels. And after the Oko Dubai, it can be done here. There's absolutely no question. We share a 350 million population.
That is West Africa.
West Africa. Now, sort of a pillar of stability and democracy, and Juma year of the economy here, and then the continental free trade there. Just cast your mind, and you can envision where this different African country is, and that's where we are going. But we needed to stabilize to do that, but I think it's within our grasp to be able to do that, and that is why what did it say at the headlines for that yesterday? That's why yesterday I
said you are upbeat about the future.
Upbeat about the future.
Talking about upbeat about the future, last year Ghana, we've discovered probably the biggest oil find in on the continent or on the subcontinent for last year. I don't know yenya hu sunsuansuo bi ho faso bi abaye ho. It's talking about Aker Energy. Na ora Alex Mold eso dia tuja baby. Say yenhwe ye see momo tax rebate bi Ghana beboka ne ade. It is our area honankasa no. How are we managing that?
So we're not your friends saying the mandate to protect the public purse. And I will share Nipa concern about, you know, making sure Ghana is not cheated at. I know sometimes I ask Grandpa because you're fixing emfatakra. Ain't it true? I mean, the school ben yenkoya na juma ben na yeni abrofubi enyeda. Ain't when we are negotiating, you're negotiating a way that really enables business to continue and for us to get the best deals. And we are not shy to break to renegotiate on something when it has been badly done. Until not yet, Kwame, any BBS worry about.
Say tax rebate as a tax.
It will be done well within the balance of what we want for us to get the best of it.
One of the biggest things President Akufo-Addo a campaign a one district, one factory. Now, so far, the name say Exim Bank. Ghana Exim Bank he can say omobesha ho asemwaka the sika asem ni bibia yen shedan to your home popuye bebre it is saying, do we have hope? Because it's a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, the factories there, there are various stages of it. But, I mean, right now, many Minister Transe Krempo actually say there are about 150 districts that we need to begin to look at ways now once when you be until we are looking at a plan in the budget to find a way to support them, and asem Bank is part of it. When you say maybe it was 4 months ago now, any American asem Bank signed a $300 million transaction which would help with supporting equipment from the US for that. We are at the cusp of another $100 million facility that will go to anchor that more. I think so of the 150 districts left now, Mr. Chamatinga Kano, and Sibutima Yahu BB in the coming year. And after Utu send a duany boo near warehouses and near Dianuswa, certainly the agro processing becomes an interesting way to promote that. But really, so no more up to now in Trufa, it's quite overwhelming, and that's what gives us the excitement going into the future.
Maybe one more question, if you mean piece of final thoughts near sorry so. Me who say Information Minister Kojo Ponkrumanfoni our newspaper being Daily Searchlight, $200 million for Accra sanitation drains. Na Mihu wahano ni inti amepese meditum ne se mikaise mene ura atachia Minister of Works and Housing and ne Deputy Eugene Boachin Twetwetwe nkomo fa sa adie hu. Finance Minister sikan mo de omo ana because insurance started to be na your sanitation ati say $200 million here me who are meaning say on paper now say in reality because attach and the deputy catcher said 5 months ago 6 months ago then I'm share but
then we are caught through parliament and there's no turning back into tackle. There were three areas
whatever job you're searching for, you can find it on LinkedIn. First jobs, flexible jobs, work from home on a Friday jobs, advertising jobs, accounting jobs, HR, PR, even ER jobs, Soho jobs, Shoreditch jobs. Keep me away from the central line jobs. Banking jobs, building jobs, never ever boring jobs. Small jobs, big jobs, lunch in Borough Market jobs, or even voiceover jobs, which is how I ended up recording this ad. Search millions of jobs on LinkedIn and find one meant for you.
Everybody deserves to be on the beach. You, your mum, your dad, your gran, your brother, your sister, your kids, your wife, your husband, teachers, nurses, butchers, bakers and candlestick makers, even parking attendants, the taxman and politicians all deserve to be on the beach. Actually, maybe not politicians, but everybody else, secure your holiday today from as little as £30 per person with onthebeach.co.uk, the UK's biggest beach holiday specialists. See onthebeach.co.uk for more information. At all protected.
There's something for everybody this Halloween at Aldi. Dead good sweets, decorations, face paints. Be afraid. Be very afraid to miss out on these shockingly low prices. In store now. Everybody get to Aldi for an amazing Halloween.
Halloween's back, alright. She did it! Her first word. Go on, say it again for Mummy.
Nada. Mama.
Oh.
Savings.
Did you hear that?
Savings account.
Teaching your kids how to save may not be this easy, but you can get them learning good habits and skills from an early age, thanks to the range of children's savings accounts from Yorkshire Building Society. Just another example of real help with real life. Find out more at ybs.co.uk.
I've always loved a kitchen experiment, especially smoothies. I've blended all sorts of mad combinations. Strawberry and charcoal, broccoli and chocolate. Not my best, that. But when I test blenders in the Witch Lab, it's not about flavour, it's about performance. Our tests use proper tough stuff, hard ice, strong veg, rough nuts. And the blenders that can hack it are the only ones we recommend for your kitchen.
Which tests harder so you can buy smarter. Visit which.co.uk.
Yeah. Last time maybe it's about $51 million. BB and they works in housing, any state housing a year. I think we banks because and the issue of sort of the leasehold agreements so that we can give it to state housing to do that. So we are rethinking the model to do that, but not yet. Where baby we were attaching a capa say 7 year kufoye and the SSE into baby
dabe ne krakra dabe
as I said me fisikano, you know, into as I said me share paperwork no ye na many banks na ka na I think I have 51 million as any American, you know, but I think as attaching Abekano is a low-hanging fruit, and we have to get it done.
It's been almost 4 years. It's a low-hanging fruit. Let's block it then.
Yeah.
So
that's it. Working, not it.
We say Bugaka kana babanyari, but Yesika say maybe we are raising money and editing.
But you know, yeah, fine. You know, this year market no it mean 3 billion or euro at good rates. International year be senior be support na yetimi this kana ba ye jumai. And if I quite do dear Kwame, I think sir Juma Kufu do etimi so see keep faith, you know, with him, and to continue to build on the prosperity, the stability that we have, and the shared prosperity. Because we share, Serbia can't be normal buy electricity prices are in senior high school, pension for farmers, cocoa free. Now we have this LID which has extra $400 per ton, and also airbar farmers for and the farmers pension scheme also being done, and to share through the society, you know, saving depositors income and bringing rates down. And now is really the push, you know, for private sector and how to get lending rates down so that more people will have access to it. But at least there's education. Now senior high school, government government housing. There's quite a bit being done. Electricity and also a stable farmers, so more money for them for cocoa, and then about 1 million or so odd farmers for fertilizer support program. And then BB and balancing that and to make sure it's but Juma was on your media mountain Ghanaians are God's people. And too sorry now done as you Bwami I mean to me Jumia in the honor Mrs. Yenya Yensum Niambua Nayama Nanambra back Juma what's that?
Osha budget, Osha bills for free SHSR. There's a discussion, so we should review it. Yen system, yen trans and yen sanction. What do you want to say?
I think idea your friends quite I was a BB or free BB exaggerated entitlement mentality. And I don't know your opinion when you Ghana for. And there are lots of policies, but I think policies are always up for review. In Nipak, you know, free SHS Grandpo na on my band will be as and will be a boarding school. there's no sort of income check to see whether you also deserve it. But those are costs from the beginning that then leads to fine-tuning. And I think everybody always really looks at situations and the banking system. So there'll be some new rules which will be more effective, and that will do. And so has to be looked at for us to get a more optimal tax structure for us. And going forward, all of those will. But I think the key.
And should we really look at free SHS?
Me sure say Napo is really looking at it.
No, I'm Napo. I'm coming to you, the finance minister. Wona uchiaka.
You.
Inna wona winning the scope. Enna winning baby onyo usikefu. Osha yesanhwe ni biom na baby wo ho ebema ye ho ahan ya enka yenjene ho.
Well, dear, say near Bibia, as I say, a junior. That's a cram for Mamma Cabida, and Tianya Bibia, Sabi, and but you really so pass Kwame 290,000 different, young people have been able to access it. Now, to me, who say, hey, I to ever change your lives completely. And Sabi, me go school or Adi Chibi. Papa Daruma, we ba Legon Primary. And I just am watching, and I say, ever go school near and Bruma, why a quatriqua. Now, Veudufia, now, Mamma, Grandma, Ashiosa. But, so you can see what education opportunity can do. Maybe a mistake be grandpa. The value of that one extra person to change the nation, for example, is there. Intimate one, yes, Kasem, Mamiami who and I'm a grandbo, Naminafe, to me who say a lot more Ghanaians from other places could have that opportunity. Into that empathy and that sense of citizenhood for everybody, also informs that, and it comes at some cost. But I think, we can't be hasty about it.
Yeah, reporter Okuma say something Kwame Nyamiche, am a quick update or say affordable house in Okuma no Akakra ma am yevi, but it's under the auspices of SNIT. Just to chip it in for you, Mr. Furiata Ebiana, you hear about affordable house now. Maybe no some maybe you meet me as Ashanti region SNIT in the air shadia. Let's see say other institutions we want to take.
I mean a house and not there. I mean a BBA SSA. A BBA SSA, housing and education, in education, and also I can say the policy, technically, is for the Ghanaian child. What you say, not the parent per se. Into true say because parent no but really the focus is the child, to make sure so that even if the parent is irresponsible, the child can still have the opportunity for the future. So those are what will guide us, going forward. How to get ensure that it's a critical minimum access for every child, irrespective of the parents' situation. And then you move to issues of equity, etc.
Tell the minister that even in the United Kingdom, tuition is free, boarding is not. So they should simply relook at free SHS.
Yes.
Maya, you know that for me, that is also my angle. Maybe how one day you see many if you say tuition, they say also free. But boarding the other back body akuchake.
Sometimes so and that the pillar of stability and peace that we have, sometimes we are not clear on the the variables or the elements that have made it? Was it sort of the construction of the Akosomo Dam which brought light to everybody? Is it the chieftaincy issues which diffuses tensions on the ground? Is it the boarding school system that has brought a sense of unity and knowledge, whatever, so that we all have classmates even if we don't go to university? And we try and I know back what is it that you have? And then of course, the faith-based sense that the Christianity and the Muslim part of it that has that. And all of those are socio-economic indices that help. Yes, I am a dream sikano, but what I say now, so I can say, hey, I did, and yes, some things we take for granted. But you're welcome.
Minister, Ghana food you, Bibiua, ubit me, aka, ama se ebema ya suma dream, se ebema ya kumato yemu, se beshe ye boss. Going forward, as you yourself, the headlines have said that you are upbeat about the future of Ghana. What is it for? What is in it for us? Yenso, Yenkasa, your minister king.
I think Sabe Yenina Trasway and Fikumu Naya Shet Fakwani War 2017 and said before Kwanya Beduna Senior. What to me who said we are pretty steady hands, on the economy. No my a dozen. Say IMF Asemi, we have been able to extricate ourselves to it. Lots of arrears are yet here. So we face quite a bit of the mess. In addition to that, the flagship programs is planting for foods. Just your friend saying, energy, asem electricity prices are back down. Now yet in so more doing so literally echo financial services able to put it back, on a little bit a stronger footing. True, there are some consequential effects, but those are marginal compared to what would have ensued. And all of this at a cost to government and the ministry, and we are carrying that pain. There are things that we have to do in terms of ensuring that we manage our expenditure and have value for money, and send a better revenues, and so get a new revolution to get what we deserve, and really getting Ghanaians to come on board with regards to revenue mobilization, roads and pensions to farmers, and increase in cocoa prices for them. I think all indications say, things have gone relatively well, and next year we will hold the line with regards to your friends saying election year excesses which have happened.
Election year excesses Oh, Minister say election year no some running there everybody they try for a website. It's you say what ubunsuna so maybe ngu na ho dia say ebe ha drink akra. Minister ko any frinching sa so anye you.
Well, I did history also say one overspend it in election year, one time some back. It's quite a fallacy. Entry senior ya bravo tieno kwame factories one day one with Nadine Noma yetimia ye. Now sometimes you take me for granted, but at least we chef akwa ye do ya in your way name no dos and a responsibility of new revenue sources such as oil have to be managed well, but they're to go into. We have to hold the line for 2020 to ensure that we don't lose what we have. But let's keep keep faith with the president and bring him back to continue the work that he's doing.
For baby, I sending messages more fan cheme and you meet me. I can messages on cashew, fishing, Tema oil refinery, railways, health. Forgive me, there are so many questions, but
it's me, your friends email address for ministry now. ABIA.
Okay. We can put an email address out for those of you who are techno savvy. I'm sure, say, you would want to ask your questions. Don't so be brave. Means me sending your fan chemi. Now, Minister brought for back I can't bear 7 times. He said, hold the line. So I hold the line. Pajomi cheche man, ni man say, Obunsu no man move faso. But Minister, yes, sure. Miss Kamna Kakawai. Miss Kamna Kakana, she said, Okuna Edin. That's the general consensus. Say, yes, catch minister, say, you are Jiatun. But make the money flow small.
And I also am, but I also, and you also about my because sense of self-dignity, you who say, Mano have a future, no? I think it's always worth the sacrifice. Thank you. That's a
Thank you. Ora Ken Oforiata, Finance Minister, Republic of Ghana. Namotini Kase, Yelena Chuchin, come on, bringing the time to 28 minutes at the top of the hour. Peace 104.3. Okay, so be my Yansa and Yankai email address. You better do
What